Samora Machel. Samora Moisés Machel, a fearless revolutionary leader, anti-colonial fighter, a staunch anti-apartheid and Pan-Africanist leader. He was born on September 29, 1933, in the village of Chilembene, Gaza province in the Portuguese-ruled colonial Mozambique. His father, Moisés Mandande Malengani Machel, a farmer and member of the Xangana ethnic group, faced systemic discrimination. The Portuguese authorities implemented exploitative policies that affected black Mozambican farmers, such as forcing them to grow labor-intensive cotton and paying them significantly lower prices for their crops that white farmers received. Samora Moisés Machel had a modest formal educational background shaped largely by Mozambique's colonial context. He received his primary education at Catholic mission schools in Gaza province, where he was trained under the Portuguese colonial system, which limited higher education opportunities for Africans. He turned down suggestions that he enter a seminary and studied nursing, eventually becoming a medical assistant at the Miguel Bombarda Hospital in Maputo, the Mozambican capital, then called Lourenço Marques. While working at the Miguel Bombarda Hospital, Machel protested wage disparities between black and white nurses. This experience heightened his awareness of racial and social inequalities and marked the beginning of his anti-colonial activism. His activism attracted the attention of Portuguese political police, PIDE, and recognizing the mounting danger, Machel decided to flee Mozambique to Tanzania in 1962, where he joined the Mozambique Liberation Front, Frelimo, an organization dedicated to fighting Portuguese colonial rule. Frelimo, founded by Eduardo Mondlane, sent Samora Machel to Algeria for advanced military training in 1963. Samora Machel returned a year later to lead Frelimo's first guerrilla attacks in Mozambique, marking the start of the armed struggle for the country's independence. Samora Machel quickly established himself as a capable and charismatic leader within the movement, earning a reputation for his commitment and military acumen. 2 years later, Machel was appointed Frelimo's Secretary of Defense, replacing Felipe Magaya, who died in fighting between the colonial army and the guerrillas. In 1970, Machel was appointed Frelimo's president, following the assassination of Frelimo's president Eduardo Mondlane in 1969. Machel reorganized Frelimo's military tactics, emphasizing mobility and adaptability to counter Portuguese forces effectively. These tactics involved shifting the focus of operations to various provinces, including Tete, where strategic strikes disrupted colonial supply lines and fostered widespread support among the local population. Following a coup in Lisbon, Portugal in 1974, which overthrew the Estado Novo dictatorship established by Antonio de Oliveira Salazar and maintained by his successor Marcelo Caetano, Mozambique gained independence on June 25, 1975. As the leader of Frelimo, Samora Machel became the country's first president. Machel was re-elected president of the Republic in April 1983 by the party's Central Committee. His government pursued a Marxist-Leninist path, which included widespread nationalization of major industries, banks, and land previously held by the Portuguese. The goal was to establish a state-run economy and eliminate colonial-era exploitation. Machel strongly opposed tribalism and regionalism, viewing them as tools for division. He emphasized a collective national identity and revolutionary citizenship to foster unity among Mozambique's diverse population. His administration launched ambitious literacy campaigns and constructed numerous schools to serve the previously marginalized population. Machel's policies sought to uplift the previously marginalized black population. Urban housing that had been owned by Portuguese landlords was redistributed, allowing black Mozambicans to occupy properties previously out of their reach. The redistribution signaled a shift toward a more inclusive society, but these measures were not without challenges. The abrupt nature of these nationalizations led to logistical issues and resistance from those who had benefited from the old system. Machel's vision extended beyond national borders, advocating for a united and self-reliant Africa free from foreign domination. His Pan-African influence was also reflected in his emphasis on solidarity among African nations and the empowerment of the oppressed through socialist principles and collective self-determination. He worked closely with fellow Pan-African leaders, and Mozambique under his leadership became a hub for anti-colonial coordination. His vision and actions embodied the core ideals of Pan-Africanism: unity, freedom, and collective progress for the African continent. His stance against apartheid and his solidarity with African liberation movements earned him respect across the continent, but also drew the ire of hostile regimes, particularly South Africa's apartheid government. In 1977, the Mozambique National Resistance, RENAMO, a rebel group initially backed by Rhodesia and later by apartheid South Africa, launched a violent insurgency that plunged the country into a brutal civil war, which lasted from 1977 to 1992 and was marked by widespread violence and disruption. The conflict severely strained Mozambique's economy, which was already weakened by the colonial legacy and natural disasters, including droughts and floods. The civil war led to significant loss of life, displacement, and destruction of infrastructure, compounding the country's economic challenges. Despite these obstacles, Machel remained steadfast in his commitment to socialism and national self-sufficiency. Machel's administration faced criticism for its handling of dissent. Re-education camps were established for individuals deemed counterproductive or opposed to socialist policies. While intended to foster social cohesion and reform, these camps were marred by reports of harsh conditions and human rights abuses, which tarnished Machel's reputation domestically and internationally. On October 19, 1986, Machel's presidency was cut short when his plane crashed near the border of Mozambique and South Africa in the Lobombo Mountains. Machel's death was a significant blow to Mozambique and the wider African liberation movement. He had become a symbol of anti-colonial resistance and Pan-African solidarity. Leaders from across the continent and beyond attended his state funeral, reflecting his stature as an influential figure in the struggle for African independence. Machel's legacy endures through various forms of commemoration, including monuments, streets, and institutions bearing his name. His commitment to African unity and his leadership during a transformative period in Mozambique's history solidify his status as a revered figure in both national and continental contexts.